Hello everyone, ciao, this is OraK from Clam Zero Empathy. Today I'll show you my updated version of Stormwolf, or Tornado if you prefer. I'll stick to Stormwolf since I've been theory crafting and playing this build since close beta, and that was the original name. Jokes aside, I said updated version because coming with Season 2, Blizzard released the patch 1.2, which implemented tons of quality of life changes, new activities, and as usual some classes balance within a brand new season team, the Vampiric Powers. These powers may look simple, but especially for us theory crafter, they open up many possibilities to study to improve past builds or make new ones. Unlike last season, this time we will have 5 powers, which I'll show you later. You have already seen some gameplay. In this video I will be showing you skill tree, gear, best affixes and more gameplay. If you also need info about the early game, I suggest you to go take a look to my guide about original Stormwolf. So let's start talking about this vampiric version, what changes and what is new. First of all, with patch 1.2, Blizzard changed the legendary node Thunderstruck. Let's go take a look. Here it is. Which now give us a boost to our damage that is equal to half the sum between the affixes damage to distant and close enemies, which means these affixes will be on our gear wherever is possible. For example, now on my ring, I no longer have critical damage and vulnerable damage that are now additive after reaching a certain amount. We also add a nerf of legendary aspect rampaging were beast. Here it is. Now crit damage is capped to 200% instead of 1000%. Another important change to our gear setup is that we will also give priority to the movement speed to be able to benefit from the vampiric power revenues. Here it is. So as you can see, with lucky hit chance, we can proc more attack speed, which is equal to the 40% of our total movement speed for 6 seconds, and that is a huge boost. So let's go take a look at the skill tree. So pretty similar to the original one, 1 point on Storm Strike and its enchantment. Obviously, sorry, here it is, and obviously 5 points on Tornado, 3 on Wild Impulses, 3 for the movement speed, so damage. Moving next, Cyclone Armor, 1 point, 3 points on Vigilance and Ancestral Fortitude. This is new. We used to have only 1 point on it. Then we confirm 3 points on Vigilance, as I said. 1 point on Blood Doll. Moving on, we skip the pets and companions. We go and we unlock Hurricane that we support with 3 points on Endless Tempest. We confirm 3 points on Envenom, which is still good, and 1 on Toxic Claw. Our ultimate is still Grizzly Rage and 3 points on Defiance, Circle of Life and Resonance. The passive is Ether Might. Now let's take a look at the Spirit Boons, which are slightly similar. We still have damage reduction from damage from elites. We now prefer max life instead of attack speed because I can assure you we have a lot attack speed, so it's better have 14% more maximum life. Then we have Calamity to extend the duration of Grizzly Rage, and obviously the Evergreen can be from the Storm to recover Grizzly Rage faster, and Masochist to have some form of life regeneration. Moving on the gear, obviously the build is based on Tempest Roar. It is not possible to build it without that helm, which is also for the which is also good for this huge poison resistance, useful against new boss Duriel, which has Tempest Roar in its loot table, so easier to have it. Then moving on the chest, we have another unique, the Mad Wolf's Glee. This is new compared to the old version, which give us +3 to werewolf skills, and more important, a boost to movement speed that, as I said before, is a boost to our attack speed, so overall damage per second. This chest is super easy to farm, killing the boss Varshan. Moving on the gloves, Mighty Storm, to be able to benefit from the passive Either Might, and on the rolls we will put +4 to Tornado, attack speed, crit chance, and lucky chance. Those three stats are super important and must be there. On pants, we imprint Disobedience that has been buffed a lot. Now it's 66%. I also tested new unique pants T-Bolt's Wheel, but I didn't like them, to be honest, especially for high level content. The affixes on pants were horrible, so I'd rather go with a normal rare with upgraded to Disobedience, and we want 4 defensive rolls. As you can see, I have total armor, dodge chance. I love these affixes. You should be able to reach the armor cap if you have a base starting like 6k, and with Disobedience you should be able to reach the cap, which is like 13.5k, 14k. As you will see that I have werewolf armor also on other slots, so don't underestimate this roll. Do your best to have it on your gear. So boots, obviously Ghost Walker, because Ghost Walker gives us movement speed. Again, movement speed means damage. During Grizzly Age we are unstoppable. On them we want movement speed, of course, armor while werewolf, and willpower and damage reduction or dodge. Okay, in my case I choose to go shadow resistance because I was low on that resistance, so now I'm pretty much balanced, almost capped on everything. Moving on the jewelry, amulet is Direwolf for spirit for the spirit cost reduction, and we want the roll to be Venom, cooldown, a defensive roll, and an offensive. Or 2 defensive, or you can rather go 1 offensive and 1 defensive, or 1 defensive and movement speed, which means offensive again. On rings, as I showed before, let's talk about aspect first. Storm Chaser and Rampaging Werebeast. We want crit chance, lucky hit chance, obviously close and distant damage. If you cannot get both of them, go max life or something else. Lucky hit chance. In my case, I have critical stack damage, but I will at some point I will change it. Uh, okay, then moving on the weapon, we have accelerating. Again, the perfect rolls, in my opinion, are the damage to close enemies, damage to distant enemies, core skill, and willpower. In my case, I don't have damage to distant because I had a pretty much I had a nice well-rolled 911 weapon, so very high close damage, max cap, core skill, decent willpower. So I decided to keep it. So I still have room for improvement on this slot. But at the moment I'm okay with this weapon. So your target should be willpower, core, close, and distant. In Speaking of the offhand, you use retaliation, and the affixes will be cooldown reduction, lucky hit chance, crit chance, and then you can choose willpower or a defensive roll. Tested both of them since I'm already capping armor and have a decent amount of life. Have pretty much all the defensive roll well spread on the gear. I decided to go with an offensive roll. So willpower. Now, speaking of vampiric powers, so we have a cursed touch to inflict easily a vampiric curse, which we use with the other power, prey on the weak, which increases damage taken from vulnerable enemies. Then an amazing anticipation for the 20% cooldown on ulti on Grizzly Rage. Metamorphosis to apply curse and have super quick evades, really satisfying, and also to be unstoppable. And finally, as I said before, Ravenous for the epic attack speed. Now let's have a look to the Paragon board. Compared to the original version, I changed a few glyphs. For example, in the starting board, we will use territorial. Then going up, we want to unlock Last of Carnage board and take it as soon as possible. This build is important to do not have spirit issues. Third board is Edened Malice. We go take this legendary node as soon as possible. Also on this second board we have Undaunted. Then we go back to second board and we go up and go unlock finally Thunderstruck. I suggest you to move to this build once you are able to at least unlock those 4 boards. Otherwise, keep your early game build, whatever you are using. Otherwise, you would not be that satisfied with the build. But it's not that difficult. Then, after we have taken Thunderstruck with the Werewolf Glyph, we go take our 5th board. Which is constructing Tendrils. We don't want the legendary node, we just want those rare nodes, because I like to use Protector, which grants 125% bonus to those, so max life and some more damage, another magic skill, also a good amount of damage reduction. Then but you can also use whatever you want if you don't like this damage reduction, since we don't have barrier. I mean, we can use spirit or pretty much whatever you prefer. There are tons of good multiplier for the rare nodes. I like Tracker also as well. Yeah, like this. Then we go back to our third board. We go for the Fang and Claw glyph. which I mean, and then we move finally to the last board to take ancestral guidance. Well, guys, I think I've said everything. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye bye from OraK. Ciao!